How's it going, everybody? So today I'm going to make a video of one of the hallmark symptoms of ME and CFS, fatigue. It's the most well-known symptom of ME and CFS, and I'm going to go over what it's like to have it and experience it. I'm going to be making a playlist of all the symptoms that I've experienced with ME and CFS and what it's like and what it actually feels like. There are a lot of new people coming in to the ME CFS community, and they often ask what it feels like. They're trying to self-diagnose, they're trying to get an idea if they may have ME and CFS, and although I'm going to try my best to describe what it's like to help people, it shouldn't be used as a diagnostic tool. You should still go see a doctor and have them diagnose you, but maybe this can get you on the right path. So the first symptom that I'm going to have in this playlist is fatigue. It's the most well-known. It's even in part of the name, chronic fatigue syndrome. And a lot of people think that's what the illness is. Fatigue, it's in the name, that's what you deal with. You're chronically fatigued, which means it's long lasting, and that's it. That couldn't be further from the truth. There are dozens of symptoms that people deal with. Fatigue is just one. That's why a lot of people don't like the name chronic fatigue, because it really does not do the illness any justice. Similar to calling Alzheimer's chronic forgetfulness. Anyone who's known someone with Alzheimer's knows forgetfulness is just a small part of the damage inflicted onto the life of someone and everyone around someone with Alzheimer's. So let me jump in by saying someone who's completely healthy, does not have ME and CFS, deals with fatigue, sometimes some chronic fatigue or some short-lasting fatigue. And generally what you do is you eat better, you rest, you get your mind state right, you get back on a positive thought process emotionally, mentally, physically, and you get better. Sometimes it takes a day or two, sometimes it takes a week, maybe a month, but you get better, you see progression. People with ME and CFS have a fatigue that does not get better from sleep, does not get better from diet, does not get better from being positive and happy and not stressed. It's a constant fatigue that does not go away and can vary in severity, but it doesn't go away. That's one thing that's important for people to know. And it's hard for people that are healthy to understand. I wouldn't have understood it before I had ME. I would say just rest, and we're all tired, we're all fatigued, we just push through it. Important thing number two, pushing through fatigue with people that have ME and CFS can actually make you much worse. It's called post-exertional malaise. You don't want to push yourself when your body's telling you to stop. When you have ME and CFS, other illnesses are different. I can't speak for all illnesses, but most, you can push yourself to get better. You could push through fatigue, and it's not going to harm you like it does with ME and CFS. Study after study after study after study proves that when people with ME and CFS try to push through the fatigue, push through the symptoms, they get worse, sometimes permanently. So it's very important for someone who's new to ME and CFS, or if you have a family member, don't encourage them to push through that fatigue. This isn't a common cold, this isn't a flu, this isn't a psychological thing that you just need to condition yourself to be better. That's not what this is, and I know that's hard for people to understand. It took me a while to wrap my mind around that, and I was suffering from this illness. That's very important to know. Another thing is what it actually feels like. Now, this is where it gets tricky for me. It's very hard for me to describe what it feels like because I feel like I never do it justice. I've had this illness for well over 10 years, and I still can't seem to really do it justice. So anyone who's watching this and has ME and CFS, leave in the comments what it's like for you, and people can go in there and see what it's like and how it varies for people, because I'm sure I won't do it justice. But I will say, imagine having the worst flu you've ever had in your life and not sleeping that night. And then you don't wake up the next morning. The sun's coming up, you're still awake. You have a flu, you're achy, you're tired, you're just exhausted, completely exhausted, and you didn't sleep the whole night. Now imagine you're in a constant state of that forever. That not sleeping the night before and having the flu. That's what it feels like every day for a lot of people. Now, the severity of that flu or that non-sleep analogy that I gave can vary. But that's generally for me what it feels like on a daily basis, and it doesn't get better from sleep, and it doesn't get better from resting, it doesn't get better from taking a break. It's a constant, overwhelming, debilitating exhaustion. I've tried describing this to a few doctors, and these doctors were very nice doctors, and they were trying to help me. They were one of the doctors early on that knew ME and CFS was a very serious illness, it wasn't psychological, and they said, well, what's it like for you in the morning? And I said, I wake up in the morning and I literally have to shove myself out of bed with all the willpower that I have, every bit of energy that I have. And it's the most difficult thing that I can't describe how hard it is. And the doctor said, we're all tired in the morning. We all have a hard time getting out of bed. And it occurred to me, no matter how much I explain it, no one's going to really understand unless you experience it. We all push ourselves out of bed in the morning, and you wake up as the day goes on. You have a cup of coffee, you eat breakfast, and you go on with your day. People that have ME, CFS, they don't improve. They have that feeling the entire day. And along with the fatigue, you might have shortness of breath. You might have increased heart rate. You might have dizziness. You might have muscle weakness. Now, these are all standalone symptoms of ME and CFS, but they do commingle with fatigue a lot. And you might have, another example might be going to get a glass of water. You might get up, get a glass of water, sit down, and be out of breath as if you just sprinted up and down the street. And some of you might think, oh, you're deconditioned, work out and get in better shape. That's not what it is. You will have an extremely high heart rate, you'll be out of breath, and you will struggle to move for a significant amount of time. I know, it's hard to understand. Healthy people don't get it. And I'm not mad at them for that. It's a very hard thing to understand. Because as human beings, we recover, we sleep, we eat, we do what we need to do, and that energy comes back. That ability to do things comes back. It's very hard for someone who's healthy to understand that if that's broken and the energy doesn't come back when it runs out, that you're running on fumes always, the gas tank never fills back up. It's hard to comprehend, and I get it. But I hope that this video does some justice to understand what it's like to live with it on a day-to-day basis. Worst flu you've ever had, not sleeping the whole night, that feeling every single day, no matter what you do, no matter what you eat, no matter what you take, no matter how bad you want it. You want to go to work, you want to do these things, you want to go to dinner with your friends, you want to play with your kid, you want to take your husband, wife to dinner, but you feel horrific all the time. That's just symptom number one for ME and CFS of dozens of symptoms I will have on this playlist. So that's just one symptom of ME and CFS, and it's something that everyone has to deal with on a daily basis. There are days you're less fatigued than others, thankfully, for some people. Some people are just permanently bedridden, constantly cannot move. They need someone to feed them, bathe them. They're broken. And then there's others that are in the moderate area that they're broken most of the time, and in between you can sprinkle some moments where you feel fine for small amounts of time. I'm talking an hour, a half hour. I'm not talking days. And that is the frustration with ME and CFS, because someone might see you in that 1 hour. They're not seeing you when you're on the couch in pain, dizzy, fatigued, out of breath, rapid heart rate, and you're literally doing everything you can to finish basic tasks. They don't see that. They see the 1 hour that you build up all week for to be able to show face when it's time to show face. And people go, you look fine. What do you mean you're dealing with fatigue? I don't understand. And, I get it. I understand what it's like to be on that other side and look at someone and say, you look fine. You're here. You made it to the dinner party. You're cracking jokes. You seem fine. You're smiling. But people don't understand what had just happened the last 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, and what it took to get there and what the repercussions of what it's going to be after that. Pushing yourself through the fatigue makes you worse if you have ME/CFS. It makes you worse. And that's something no one will ever understand unless you go through it. So I'm gonna add all the other symptoms I've dealt with, and I hope that it can give people that are new to ME and CFS an idea of what it feels like, and hopefully help you in this journey that you're embarking. I hope that you're well. I hope that you're healthy. And to all those people out there that already have ME and CFS and are saying, man, you left this out and you left that out, put it in the comments, and hopefully people can read them. Take care. Until next time.